Hey, scribes, as soon as I hit go live, you know what happens, right? The phone rings. The phone sometimes tends to be my enemy, the house phone, only because I'm looking for a package. And how do we ring the bell downstairs? We ring the bell by calling the house phone. Okay, so hopefully there won't be any interruptions. What's up, scribes? Happy Wednesday. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest, ugliest enemies to your writing. And you know what it is because it's already in the title of this here live. It is called Overthinking It. But before we get into that, let me introduce myself to the newbies in the room. I am Taiia Smart Young. I am the face behind this page, Taiia Smart Young. Yeah, right, with Taiia Smart Young, excuse me. And I am responsible for helping, hey, Jean, I'm responsible for helping newbie writers and authors create influence, impact, and income with their writing. And guess what? Your TD Bank account, your Chase account, whatever you got, Wells Fargo is not going to be happy if you are overthinking it. Trust me, I know I've been there. Sometimes I still have to talk myself out of overthinking things, and we're going to get into that. So before we get into that, do yourself a favor, because I know you have friends who are overthinking it, and maybe they're overthinking a blog post. They're overthinking an essay. I know someone out there who is overthinking an anthology that we talked about, and they really need to get to it. So please hit the share button so they can, in fact, get all this goodness that I'm about to share today and how overthinking can really harm and damage your work. So yes, so thanks for the likes. Let me know that you are here alive and that you're participating with all the likes and the hearts. Thank you so much. Hey, Tanisha. So first of all, can we just give a shout out to surviving January, right? You know, all the hoopla of the new year comes in and we're like, Happy New Year to everybody till about January 15th. And then it's like, you know, enough with the Happy New Year. It's like, let's get on with 2019. Let's make it pop. So we are in February and hopefully we are sticking to our writing goals. Hopefully we are connecting to our theme for the year, our word for the year. And you know, mine is abundance. And my goal is to make sure that I'm feeling abundant and experiencing abundance in everything that I do, from my personal work to my love life, to just wanting to be happy overall and really experience abundance and be able to serve you and give you abundance as well. Because when I feel abundant, guess what? You're going to feel abundant too. Okay, so one of the things that, seriously speaking, in terms of like overthinking, I think that overthinking is the grandmother to procrastination, and I'm going to explain to you why. So you know how it is when you are afraid to pull the trigger on some things, and you are afraid to pull that trigger because you're afraid of what other people may think. So what do? You do either one of two things. You do one, maybe tell the person who loves everything that you do. And it's my mic. Why is my mic? My mic is not lit up. See, that's the problem. So I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if there's a problem hearing me, because my mic is not acting right today. She's being quite temperamental at the moment. Oh, there she is. Okay, she just needed a little TLC. You know how us ladies do. We need our hugs. We need our affection. So what do? You tell the person who loves everything that you do, right? So they are going to read what you wrote. They are going to check out this blog post, this essay, this anthology, the beginning of your memoir, the beginning of your novel, the first page of your script, whatever it is. They're going to read it and they're going to give you just glowing remarks. They're not going to give you a critique. So that's one thing that you do. And then you don't tend to trust that person because you feel like, she's always going to tell me that she loved it. She's not going to give me the real deal. The second thing you may do is tell the person that tends to crap on everything, right? So now you've told the person who coo-coos on sunshine. The sun's too bright today. They can't take it. You know, it's too, the flowers are just too pretty. It's just too much bloom in their face. So when you tell it to that person, what do? They tell you all the reasons why it won't work, who tried it before you, how and why that person failed. And so now you have all these negative thoughts seeping into why your story, why your project is not going to be a success. And that's not really how you need to work. How you need to work is be able to have, I think, in my opinion, if you have one, that's awesome. But I think you need to have a crew of 3 trusted people who you value their critique in terms of whatever you're working on. So you're sharing your project, you're sharing your story, and you're sending it to them because they are going to offer you a opinion that matters, an opinion that counts, and an opinion that's coming from a place of love. But they're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense to me, or your characters are falling flat, or I don't get this plot. It's a lot of confusion going on. I wish Christopher was on right now, because we were actually talking about plot with Christopher last when he logged on for his free creative clarity call, and Christopher and I were talking about his project. But when you have those people who are able to give you that valuable advice, then it's like, okay, you have what you need to move forward, and you're not overthinking it and getting stuck. Because that's the biggest thing that overthinking does for you. It gets you stuck and you do not move. So, I love a pop culture reference. So my favorite idea in terms of not overthinking it and not getting stuck happens to do nothing with writing. It has nothing to do with writing. But the guys who founded Airbnb, those 2 guys. So I'm addicted to podcasts. I listen to NPR's How I Built This. And me listening to the backstory of how they built Airbnb, which is now valued at, I think, $10 billion, it's insane. These 2 guys couldn't make rent. And what they did was they rented mattresses in the living room of their apartment and served breakfast. 3 mattresses, and served breakfast the next day. Now talk about overthinking it. Can you imagine if they told that to the person who poo-pooed on everything and was like, you sound crazy. You're offering mattresses and breakfast and some bagels to a person in your home for overnight? The idea itself sounds crazy, but when they took the time to launch it and expand, they launched at South by Southwest. They didn't have much success, but they kept on with it because they felt like there was something there. And look, what do we have now? We have Airbnb, which is an international company, and they are valued at $10 billion. So do not let the person who poo-poos on everything stop your progress. And don't let the person who celebrates everything be the person that you turn to. You really do need those 3 people who can be your accountability partners, who can be who can be your beta readers when you need people to read stuff. They're the ones that you're going to rely on and turn to. So, I got my notes. I'm turning to my notes. So let's see, what else do I have cooking for you guys? Okay, so do you guys have a story of like engagement? Hey Mona, how are you? Oh, Christopher is here. Christopher, he is here. So glad to have you, Chris. So do you guys have a story about somebody or someone or something or a company that is now your favorite thing, and it's like, but that thing came out of nowhere? And it just starts with that idea. And if we don't let anyone deter us from our idea, we can have success, right? So do me a favor in the comments if you have know of an author like J.K. Rowling, right? If you know J.K. Rowling's story, you know that they were not trying to fill her with this book about this wizard and these 300 pages, right? I always talk about J.K. Rowling. So if you have an example, definitely put it in the comments, and I want to hear who you guys are thinking about when you think of someone who did not overthink something. They may have struggled, they launched, they failed, and then ultimately they had success. So another reason that people overthink things when it comes to writing is the fear that their writing is not good enough. Oh my God, have we all experienced that? Hit the like button if you have experienced just not feeling like you're not good enough, period. It doesn't even have to do with your writing, but definitely hit the like button if it had to do with your writing. I know I'm gonna hit the like button. And this is common with us as creatives, as writers, because we want to sound like our writing crushes. We want to sound like X person who published 3 books and is now a bestseller. We want to sound like the person who is on the New York Times bestsellers list. And the thing is this, as newbies, it's not going to happen like that for us. We have to go through a lot of trial and error before. And the thing is too, you don't want to sound like anybody else. T wants to sound like T. Chris wants to sound like Chris. Mona wants to sound like Mona. Who else we got here? Tanisha wants to sound like Tanisha. Jean wants to sound like Jean. We all need to sound like our authentic selves, because that's who people are going to resonate with. So I don't want you to get stuck in that way. So think about it this way. Oh, I had a conversation with a new client. I'm not going to shout her out just yet, because I don't know if she wants this conversation public, but we were talking and she published a novella, which is available on Amazon. And I was like, oh, that's wonderful. You're published. And she was like, yeah, but I don't, I wasn't so happy with the criticism in the comments. So, on Amazon, when you purchase anything, whether it's a book or a screwdriver, you can leave a comment about said book or said screwdriver. So in the comments, people left reviews in terms of they felt like maybe the plot wasn't as strong as it needed to be. They didn't feel like the characters are fleshed out. And I told her not to worry about that, because guess what? She completed a thing. She did a thing. She didn't let the fact that she was new to this prevent her from seeing the finish line. What she did was say, you know what? I'm going to devote my time to writing these 10,000 words, because it's a novella, so it was super short and it's on Amazon. And I told her, look, you can say to the people who are still trying to get where you are, that you are a published author. You are a published writer. And that makes the difference between just being a writer who's maybe doing this as a hobby and someone who's really trying to take their craft seriously to create that influence, impact, and income that I always talk about, right? So she's already on her way to creating her influence and her impact. And now it's about the income. She wants people to buy the story and buy this new project that she's working on. The thing too is that I think sometimes when we are new to writing and new to creating and new to sharing our projects with the world, is that we are scared. We just get fearful. And what I like to think about is babies. Remember how when you look at, like, if you guys have any children in your lives, when you look at babies when they're learning to walk, they're kind of fearless with it. They want to walk. They want to get to that thing. They've mastered the crawling. They're done with that. And they want to get to walking. So they start to hold on to tables and their legs are a little wobbly. Now, if you've ever seen a baby walk, personally, I think babies look like they had a shot of tequila when they start walking, right? Because they're like this. They're not steady at all. And that's really how we are when we're beginning to write our work. We're not steady, but that's fine, because the difference is that when we continue, we're not going to be in the same place. So a baby doesn't constantly wobble until its 5th birthday. It starts to master walking. And that's the whole point behind not getting stuck and not overthinking things. You want to be able to complete something, so you master that phase and move on to the next thing. Now, another reason why overthinking completely kills the vibe is because you are unsure. You're just unsure. And I was talking a little bit with Chris about this and the new client that I just booked, in terms of just having a whole lot of ideas and not really knowing what to do with all of them. And what it boils down to is sometimes you just have to pull the trigger, right? We're going to have 12 ideas for this character. We don't know if this character should be straight, this character should be gay, should she carry a gun, should she have a home, should she live in the city, should she live in a condo, should she have a man, should she be single? Like, you got to pull the trigger and you got to figure out what the best thing is for your character. And as you're doing your first draft, you don't have to be beholden to that thing. You can say, you know what, it makes better sense if I have her single and she lives in the city and she has a dog named Chuck. Like, sometimes you just have to just get rid of all the extra that is clouding your progress and pull the trigger on, this is what this character is about to do. And that's not to say that that you shouldn't think, because you should absolutely think. I believe in thinking. I believe in planning. I believe in outlines. I need to storyboard things. I have to sketch it out. I sketch out presentations. I sketch out notes before I need to make an important phone call. Sometimes I'm like, I need to get these 3 bullets in, and this is how my phone call is going to be successful. So, but the thing is I don't want you to get into the part where it becomes like analysis paralysis, because that really keeps you stuck. It's like you have so many things coming at you, flying fast and furious, and you do not want to have that stop you. Let's see what else I wanted to say. Perfect example. I am working on a story right now and I need your help too, because I am working on a story for a magazine and it's about relationships. And so the thing for me is that there's a certain part of uncertainty with this story because I don't know what the couples are going to say. So the couple is about how do you make love work, especially when you have differences. So the couples are different age groups, there are different religions, there are different races. I need a couple who has at least 10 to 15 years age difference, and they don't have to be married. So if you guys know somebody, please, I already hit Christopher up and say, Christopher, give me somebody. So if you guys know somebody, please tell me. But the thing about my story, like I was saying, is that there's a level of uncertainty that I have in terms of, I don't know what the couples are going to say. What are they going to say that's going to be the key to making it work? And that's absolutely fine, because you do need a certain level of uncertainty going into things. But I think the thing about that, okay, again, forgot to turn the cell phone off. The thing about that is that you need to also be able to have this level of curiosity that trumps the level of uncertainty. So it's like, don't forget the additional ideas that you have. I say keep them in a folder, keep them in a file, but you have to be able to pull the trigger on certain things. Just like I have to pull the trigger on certain things when it comes to this story. So I am at the end of my notes. Let me just scroll and see what's going on over here. Let's see. Yes, Jean, sometimes you do have to start before you're ready. I forgot who said that, but that has definitely become a mantra on these here internet streets in terms of start before you're ready. Because if you wait until you're ready, if you wait for the perfect circumstance, if you wait until after that class or after you learn to master X, then you're never going to start. Sometimes you have to launch and learn. And like, I think it's Steve Harvey or his wife that says something about you get your wings in the air. Like sometimes you have to jump and just get your wings in the air. And I definitely believe that there's a lot of times that I do things or I write things and I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm doing. And I got to get those wings in the air. Before we go, hit me with questions in the comments box if you have them about overthinking. But before I go, I wanted to announce that I want you guys to participate in my writing challenge for Valentine's Day. So here's the thing. It's super simple. And I know Mona has been waiting for a chance to dig into a challenge. Mona, you still with us? Okay, so you know how Hallmark has all these cards and stuff for Valentine's Day, and people selling all kinds of roses and flowers on Valentine's Day. What I want you guys to do in preparation for Valentine's Day is to write a 100-word story. So here's your challenge. It is a micro story. It is 100 words, not 105, not 110, 100 words. If you write less, that's fine too. And the only thing that you have to do is use the words love is when. And this is all inspired by my tool that's on my website called Love is When His Nouns and Verbs Agree, or Love is When Her Nouns and Verbs Agree. Because y'all know I have a thing for grammar. So the Love Is Challenge is officially open. I will post something here in the group. And of course, I'll pop up in your email and remind you guys via email about the Love Is Writing Challenge. All you have to do, 100 words, post before February. When's our next Facebook Live? Our next Facebook Live is February 13th, right? So you have to post by February 12th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as long as you get it in before then, you are officially entered into the Love Is When Writing Challenge. And I haven't figured out the prizes yet, but we will definitely do prizes once again, because I know you guys are competitive and you like to get free stuff, okay? Who doesn't? So let me see if there are any questions before I head out of here and work on my story. Mona says, I am so ready for the writing challenge. Love is when. Okay, I knew. Yes, Tanisha, I'm excited that you're interested in joining the writing challenge. Jean says he's ready. I'm glad that you guys are here for it. I am going to, Jean says to brighten my lights on set. Okay, you know what, Jean? I don't even have the lights going on today because there's so much going on to the side that y'all can't even see. I can't even get to the lights. I can't get to the lights. I told y'all we were in the middle of like doing some renovations. So all y'all see that's pretty behind me? This is perfectly staged because I don't want y'all to see the madness that's over to the side. Let's see what's going on over here. So you guys, if you would like your creative clarity call, please go ahead and book that. You know, you get one for free. Let me see. I got some more comments over here. Christopher, where do we post? Good question, Christopher. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany, do me a favor. I think you won something from the last contest that we did. So please post a picture of yourself. I want to post a cute photo because I like to repost the stuff on my Insta stories and my Instagram and my Facebook, etc. So please post a picture of yourself with your item. And that goes for anyone who has not posted a picture with their year right gear that they won from, they either won or purchased from my store. Mona and Jean trying to crack on the electricity bill. Listen, I got the lights out because it's just too much sometimes for the kid, okay? The bill's paid. Okay, Christopher, where do we post? Okay, so you're going to post right in the group. Christopher, what I'm going to do is I'm going to periodically I'm going to just post and let you guys know that the contest is open, remind you and all that good stuff. But on the actual day of February 12th, I'm going to put a post up so you know exactly where to post. So it'll probably say something specifically like Love is Writing Challenge. Put your posts right here. And so everyone will have a chance to post in the comments. And remember, it is 100 words. And I know Chris is probably going to come up with something good because he's over there cooking up some good fiction for all of us in the future. All right, so yes, Mona, you are on it today. So I think that's enough for today, you guys. That's 20-something minutes, and I got to get back to the story, so don't forget me. So if you have someone, you know, a couple, a Black couple who has an age difference of 10 to 20 or even 30 years, let me know ASAP because I need them for my story. I have all the other people, but I'm missing this one couple. All right, so you guys hook me up. I will see you next week. I will post more about the Love is When Writing Challenge, and you have 100 words to complete and prizes to win. So I'm counting on you guys. I'll see you next week. Take care.